When we land a new job in a new city, or even better, in a new country, we get all excited. We prepare the best school, the best college for our children, the best housing available. We pack our best clothes, even our favorite snacks, just in case we can't find it at the new place. But we are just super excited to start this new journey. And then we move, initial 1 week, 2, and slowly the reality starts kicking in. The happiness starts to fade away a little. You're finding people everywhere, but maybe not the one that you can still call your friend. And sometimes when you're alone, you start questioning yourself. Was that the correct decision that I made? And I moved my entire family here. And you suddenly find someone who just opens their heart and world to you. They not only answer your questions, but also make sure you don't do the mistakes that they did. And that is today's guest, Dijana, for me, and for many other people within my organization. She's originally from Serbia and she has moved to Germany a few years ago together with her family. And she's like a coconut. Might appear tough from the outside, but absolutely all heart from the inside. And why should you watch it? Well, you might like it for a few reasons. One, maybe from your country you want to move to Germany or any other neighboring country within Europe and you want to know how the culture is. And apart from reading everything available on the internet, you want to know what the real life experiences look like, what are the challenges that people face when they move, what correct steps did they take and maybe you should consider too. Or maybe you're just interested to know another culture. During the podcast, I learned from Dijana how similar our cultures are. Or maybe you're just not moving anywhere, but you have a colleague who's a new joiner in your organization, or maybe a new neighbor. And maybe this podcast can give you a glimpse of the challenges that they might be facing, not just with the job, but also with the new life that they are trying to make. And maybe your help, your support, or just maybe lending an ear can really make a difference in their lives. So if you're interested, keep on watching. I don't know. I'm just blabbering. I'm complaining because that is what I am with you. I'm just open. I just open my trash mind with you. But Dijana, I think that's what you are. Everybody reaches out to you whenever they want to just deal with the feelings, or they want to look for some kind of a solution, or be it work related or anything that we want to discuss with you in our personal lives as well. I think you are our first point of contact. Whoever knows you, we know it's Dijana that I can talk to, and maybe she can calm me down. But seriously, that is literally.
I have no impression that I leave such kind of feelings with people. Because sometimes I'm just I don't feel that smart, to be honest, or how you are, knowledgeable or having that capacity. But thanks for sharing. It really means a lot. Yeah.
Dijana, you have no idea. You have no idea what an impact you have been able to make with at least the people that I know that know you. Everybody really, really feels like it's somebody that we can actually reach out to when you need any kind of help, or even if you just want to share your happiness, you have something in mind. Yeah, Dijana is the first person to go to. So thank you so much. First of all, not only to giving time for this one, having trust in me, in doing it in one of our first podcasts that I'm going to ever publish on my channel. So thank you so much for the trust, first of all. Yeah,
it's really my pleasure. And I think it's a good idea to use all our, I would say, it's a friendship, right? We're not that much of colleagues here, because we do talk about jobs, we do talk about challenging work processes, or where to click, what to find. But also all of us, right? The entire team we are in is sharing a lot of personal things. So it's a good thing to record something, and then in 20 years' time, we come and then we say, "Oh, look, how did you look like?" What kind of problems did we have? That was funny to be worried about. Or
but Dijana, this is also a very special bond. But I've seen, at least back in India, it is very common for us to become friends with our colleagues, which is something that I did not see as much. Or it can't be an apple to apple comparison anyway. But still, it was really rare to find good friendships, what I have seen, at least in my whatever tenure I've been in Europe. We have been able to at least have that bond. And I can say that you have such a bond with others also. The ones who really know you, they talk about you. They really feel you as a good friend. Yeah.
It comes also from the place where I was born, right? I do live in Germany now, not long enough to forget about these things. I got embedded since, but just being born in the Balkan area. So yeah, that's what we also have there, right? So we very quickly establish relationships at work. Even if you live in the same building, you will get to know more or less all your neighbors. You can have like a very friendly chat in a bus going to work or in a, queue at the supermarket.
Yeah.
So that's something we have in our own, I would say, culture. And it goes across, right? It's not only Serbian thing, it's across. So we are so used to it that that's something I like. And I'm super lucky to be able to work even more with people from India than I used to in past. So I can see that, right? So one of the first neighbors here, right, who opened up to us, right, is a couple from India. They have a dog. Yeah. Of course, that was kind of like a connection in the park, but it was like, I was puzzled because like we met for the first time and we never exchanged phone numbers or anything. We met another time in a park. They shared with us everything, their experience. How did they buy a flat? How much did they pay? Like in Europe, how much of interest rate it goes to the bank? All kinds of even personal things which you wouldn't expect. And then at work, if I compare, right, working with people from really background in India and that area as well, other countries, is a lot of similarities with people from Balkan. There has to be some scientific proof that who knows when
somebody did something. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. No, but seriously, I felt the same. And before I met you and I started actually, beyond the work, when we actually started talking, I did feel that connection as well. And I felt like it's something that I was missing, to be honest. Since the time I'd moved from India here, that I was actually missing some kind of a connection where I can say, okay, this is my buddy that I can actually literally call up anytime and then talk about work or anything that comes to my mind. And you're absolutely right. Your neighbor is actually a true representation of an Indian who would literally open the entire world to you. So
they really like with any information and you didn't feel like, oh, is this a stupid question? Shall I ask this? And then when you relocate, you need these kind of small tips and tricks and opinions and experiences. And then I really found it out with these couple. And then there was another couple, but we met them a bit later. So they are mixed, like a German-Turkish couple. So they both had the same, like they met us. We got an invitation 2 days later for a dinner. And I was like, oh, this sounds like moving to US, where in the movies, at least they come with cake to your...
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Nobody came with a cake here.
Yeah, but this was really like at that time. And it was like, but there are also some similarities, I would say.
Yeah, you know what? In India, I don't know if people still do it, but I remember like back in the days, say if sugar is no longer available in your home, it's finished. You can literally go to your neighbor place with a bowl or something. Not even. Yeah. That's our culture.
And I tried as well somehow to secure that, because that's something I would typically do in Belgrade, right? But we have like our first neighbor. She's an amazing person, really like an amazing person. And she also has a dog. So again, the connection was through dogs. So she's really like, I knocked on her doors when I had a food delivery, which I forgot to pay by card. And then I realized that they are coming and I have no cash. So I went to her to borrow 50 euros. And she was like, she opened up her wallet and she said, look, I have only 10. And I was like, what can I do? And she was like, the first ATM is, because it was also like kind of like at the beginning of our life here. She routed me to the first ATM because I never checked that. Like, where is it? But she was open, like even to borrow me.
Exactly.
And I was puzzled. Exactly. Then I went back to her and I said, look, I'm so sorry because this is what we always do in my country. And she was like, no, don't worry. And then I was like, if I come to borrow some sugar,
did you say that?
Can you make some, like you have some just for me, even if you don't consume sugar?
So typical. But tell us more about you, Dijana, your background, Serbia, yes.
Yeah.
But a bit more about it. You talked a little bit about your culture, but you're born and raised there?
Yes. So, born and raised there, I always kind of wanted to explore the world and live elsewhere, like live, not only travel. So after 43 years, I relocated. So Serbia is an amazing place. It's all these countries around, all of them are amazing place to be born and to have that feeling of community.
Yep.
Really. Maybe Greece is most famous for it, or Turkey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It is the same across, right? Whatever country you go in, Bulgaria, Romania, Croatia, any country, you are a part of community. Yeah.
Mm.
So big families, a lot of people around, fun, good food. I really recommend anyone listening to this to try food from that area. And as well, a lot of kind of like sense of helping each other. Mm-hmm. It may not look like that from the outside, but actually we are really kind of like, we are putting a lot of empathy and our relationships are really based on, we want other people to feel good. So whether they come to you as a guest or they live next to you or you work with them or you just meet people, on the street. So it's something that is really, I don't know, in our genes. If somebody feels sick, if you see somebody, I don't know, falling from the bike on the street or anything, immediately 10 people will be around. So to help and support. So it's an amazing place. I miss it in a way, but we are not that far away. So, it's just like, I don't know, hour and a half by plane to go back there. And also there is kind of like a huge community here in Munich.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Huge. I think tens of thousands of people. There is a Facebook group I'm a part of where everybody who speaks the same language, mainly people from Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia, Montenegro. We speak exactly the same language, just a little bit of kind of differences.
Mm-hmm.
There is like 70,000 people in that Facebook group. So just from Munich, in Munich area. Can you imagine? Yeah.
So less Germans. Less Germans, huh?
Okay. Fun, because I think, you kind of like, why I'm not that nostalgic is because you can really find these things here. Like from what I was used to in my childhood, because I was born in Belgrade, so big city, 2 million, around 2 million. The change actually, or like what is a difference is that Munich is not much smaller, but it is definitely a different one because you can consider Belgrade as, I don't know, a megalopolis or something like that. Where like a lot of different cultures, that there is, it's the capital city, all major happenings are there. We have an insane nightlife, like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, you can go out and stay until the morning and not leaving your neighborhood. Like we had a fast blues club 200 meters away from our home and we live like in residential area in Belgrade. So Belgrade is super famous for that. As well, kind of like a lot of good universities, good places to explore different career paths, but in a way limited, because we are still outside of EU. So it was kind of like if you are in a tech business like we are, it's kind of as well a limited place, but still, good opportunities exist. Yeah.
And you have like still your family there?
My mom is there. My brother is there with his family, friends, all other members of the family. I do have a part of my father's side family, not a part, but most of them living in North Germany. But everybody, I would say like, or half of my community is still there.
Still there, yeah. And you are here with the community. Was that a conscious decision to start mingling and finding your own people when you reach here? Was it? Okay.
Yes, it was very intentional. First of all, we needed help with some things we figured out that we didn't know about when we arrived. So you are trying to explore all the things before you relocate, but then you figure out all these minor things that you couldn't think of. So the best way is actually to reach out to your people because main challenges were around socializing, getting to day-to-day life in terms of like finding a school for my younger daughter, or my husband was looking for a job. So these kinds of things, there is absolutely nothing that can prepare you for challenges that are there. And then our people, or my people, they could tell me, like, knowing our mentality and what is it that we expect, how to overcome these challenges. Also kind of connections with other people, not like my people, were helpful, right? The couple from India as well, they shared a lot about their experience in these areas. But, to get the real advice, to get something that suits your expectations, your mentality, the way we raise kids and do things inside the family, the best was to find somebody from the local community. So we were very intentional. We were super lucky. So like after, I don't know, half a year, we managed to find some good people here. The only disadvantage is that they live far away. They are like in the opposite side of the. So when there are birthday parties or dinners or anything, you have to come back before midnight, like Cinderella.
But in Germany, they have like really like this is the time that they eat the food. This is the time that even the shops get closed by 8, or Sundays. Forget about it. How's it back home?
Well, no, it's different. So first of all, you cannot stay out of food or drinks 7/24. Yeah, there is always an open shop somewhere, right in the neighborhood. Like in Munich, there is only one, as far as I know, at the main train station. But that one also closes, I think, a couple of hours during the night. They don't work. So couple of times, couple of Sundays, we were out of food at home, so we had to go to restaurants. You learn the lesson, so you don't get that. So Saturdays is our day for grocery shopping. These things, that you don't know these things, but you get used to that. Also, it is very funny that some restaurants are having kind of like midday closing times. We eat when we are hungry. And if I need Chinese food at 4 p.m. and my favorite restaurant is opening at 5:30, I get upset. I can't wait hour and a half, even though I'm not that hungry. So these kinds of things are here kind of different. But you get used to that.
So did you change your eating window? And no. So what is that?
No.
What is it?
We kind of like, as a family, we usually have a breakfast together with my daughter. She wakes up very early for her school. Like 6 a.m., 6:30. I'm also an early bird, so no problem for wake up. Okay. Sundays, like weekend time, usually we have lunch around 2 o'clock, between 1 and 2 p.m. At home, right? When we are at home. And then dinners, we try to have light dinners, not that late. But sometimes if we are inviting friends, then that's usually 8 p.m. So depends.
It's still better than India, I tell you. Especially like I come from a Punjabi family. It's like one of the cultures. First of all, we are never on time. Very rarely. You can't be punctual. I mean, didn't you have anything else to do that you literally came on time? Yeah, you should come a little bit late. And then it starts first with snacks, right? And the snacks would be, you can call it a meal here in Europe, but it's a snack, right? And then later on, or it could be snack, could be like a chai typically, or maybe some kind of a cold drink, or of course, if you into beers and all, that could also be possible. And then in the end, 9:30, 10 p.m., could be 11 as well. Then you're like sitting together and then you're finally having the dinner. So that's typical when you're getting with each other. And but if you're home, you're not really having any guests or something, 9:30, something like that. I know that people have started choosing the healthier path, so there are times now people are changing the time, but overall it's quite late.
That. I mean, like in my case, we cannot control. So if you invite people for dinner, and there is a funny example. So we have amazing friends here, those people who live far away. So they cook, crazy food. I mean, like. Once they invited us for Chinese food that they cooked, it was all Serbian stuff. So whatever, they served it as a Chinese, but it was not. Anyway, but they cook amazing. So one of the friends, she got a boyfriend
Yeah.
Or a relationship with a local person, a German guy. And he was like all kind of like open for, expect anything kind of, because he was just introduced to the entire community of I don't know, 4 or 5 families. So once they made a dinner, I think they were celebrating as well something. So it was like, as you explained, snacks. But it's not a snack. It's like a full plate of food.
Yeah, correct.
Snack. It's not a snack. So then there was like a soup, and then you have a main meal with side dishes.
Yes.
Then you have meat, and then it's a cake or
dessert. Yeah, of course.
Soup, yeah. And it takes time, right? Because we don't like eating fast. We drink a lot, so a lot of wine. These kinds of things. Serbia, also, these countries are very famous for short drinks, which we call rakias. So they are like fruit alcohol drinks and with very high level of alcohol. So all kinds of things, there. And the guy was super happy. Like he liked everything he tried. And then at a certain point, there was like too much alcohol. So there was music. We had karaoke and singing and everything. And then it was like midnight. And some of us, we had to leave. Yeah. Tomorrow morning, I'm hearing the story that because they all live close, like they are all in the neighborhood, they stayed. And then they started serving same food, starting from snacks again at 1 a.m. And the guy was shocked. He said, look, I was open to anything, but not to have a double dinner. But yeah, he liked it. Obviously, he didn't disappear. Our style. We don't love people being hungry.
Yeah. So lots of similarities. I know then that's definitely one of the countries I would love to visit just to see how other people similar like us. Dijana, such rich culture, as I can also understand a bit of my understanding from India and also working with you and now listening from you. What has been your reason? Why did you want to move to Germany?
Yeah, it was only career because I got a proposal you don't want to reject, right? Even if you have reasons to stay, like you have a good job and you are settled down, no loans, nothing to worry you. It was like an amazing proposal. And that was the company I really wanted to work for. Like it was my, fixation to just work for that company. And after going through the process, we got a proposal. Basically, we were offered first to go to London because my core team at that time was in London. Even my hiring manager was there, but it was like mid of COVID. It was February 2020. So I think like the first craziest wave was just ago before that. And British embassy was closed. Like they were not accepting any applications. The company was like, okay, next location is Luxembourg. And in Serbia, we don't even have their embassy. So
okay.
The last option, it was Germany. And, German embassy was open, working, accepting applications. And as well, because it was COVID and a lot of people were even returning back from Germany. Like people who live here 5-10 years, they would feel more secure during that period of global pandemics to be at home. There was not so many requests at the embassy. So we got all our papers and everything like in 7 days. Everything was finished.
German embassy
did all our visas.
Yeah,
I think it was just a momentum.
Yeah.
It was sometime, I think April, like 2 months later, when we got to deal with, visas and all these things. And we even booked our summer holiday. I was expecting that it's going to take months. So let's go for holiday. Kind of like not expecting that in 7 days they will call us and say, hey, bring your passport. So that was kind of a surprise, not expected at all. I would say that it was kind of also a destiny. There's nothing except of my wish to work for this company. Nothing was like under my control or any plans we even had.
But you said you also wanted to once have an experience to work outside, right?
Yeah,
but what country was that?
Well, I was never thinking of Germany. And if I would think about Germany, it would be Berlin because it's more like the vibe of Berlin, more like Belgrade. So Munich, I loved it. I've visited Munich many times in the past. I was never thinking this would be a city where I could settle in. Never. But when I go to Berlin, it was like, there are parts of Berlin. They are like, if you close your eye and open them, quickly, you think you are in Belgrade.
Yeah.
They like, buildings and everything. But I was rather thinking about going to Asia. I'm still very open to get a job somewhere in Asia.
Transfer, Dijana, transfer. Yeah.
This is my HR profile. I tick the box that I'm open. And I was kind of like looking for that, but I know it's not easy because, again, from Serbia, you're not that visible, right? Small country, unknown even to some of these countries, right?
Yeah.
Not recognized that much. So but I was also open for Europe, more for countries like UK because of the language barrier.
Language,
right?
yes.
Yeah, German is different language. But yes, I was like, okay, I got what I wanted. I shouldn't be picky now about the location. I would even accept Luxembourg, which is even more complicated due to 4 languages you have there. So I was not that much picky. The first moment when I realized that I'm going somewhere, so even before we arrived, right, that I'm going somewhere where life is great, especially for families. Yeah.
Because you'd heard about the work-life balance in Germany because of that?
Exactly. Okay. I have a friend. She is she works with kids as a psychologist. And she used to live here. And then she told me, trust me, the best place in Germany or in Europe even you can do is Bavaria. And she told me, I envy. She was like, I was asking all these kinds of questions. Yeah. What does life look like? You have different expectations or different opinions about Germany and German people, German culture.
Yeah.
They told us different things, right? They told us something we didn't know. So then I'm like, okay, fine.
How's the work-life balance back in Serbia?
Depends very much if you are in, let's say, like local companies. I think that work-life balance is better. I was never working, or just briefly, a couple of years for local companies. I was always in US tech companies there, like IBM, Hewlett-Packard before that. So it's different. If you are like in a foreign company, you just have that kind of culture. Yeah. The balance was a little bit different. I would say tougher in terms of expectations and in terms of like huge competition there is. As everybody wants to work for, companies that give these options to move away, to relocate, to learn more. While, working for local companies is friendlier. It's like local person hiring people, building the company. And then it's as soon as it's like 100 employees or 200 employees, everybody know about this company. So it's more like local, I don't know how to explain it, but like locally successful companies.
Yeah.
They keep it local. They really kind of like, you have that feeling. While working for international companies in a small country is different because you really need to work hard to get recognized, to move, to progress your career. So it's different. Yeah.
And also because it's an international, the culture is totally different. Then you need to learn their ways also to work, right? To blend in. Which is even more, Yes, you are totally right. And they are hiring a profile, right? You can be the best expert in something, but if you don't have that profile, and they know it very well, they know when they go to these countries. That was my experience actually from Hewlett-Packard, that you realize I was like 30th employee. I looked around, I saw same people, like, I don't know, habits, what kind of food we eat, what kind of music, how do we treat each other. It was really like they were profiling people that could work as a team because it was a small team. You cannot have too much of different people in small teams. Yeah. So, Have you ever felt that, I wish there was at least one chance to work with those local people as well, because it's easy, you understand the culture.
You understand the culture. It's all like local language thing.
Yeah.
You deal with local businesses as well, or like if you are, I don't know, in a business that works with government, for example, you again work with local people. Again, I'm coming back to this relationship buildings. It's easy to have friends, and then you get kind of like established and in a secure zone, in a safe zone, because everybody know you, you know everyone. It's a local company. Unless something goes terribly wrong with the business, you are more or less like safe. Yeah.
And also the holidays, right? Like, I don't know if you were getting, what kind of public holidays were you following at that point in time?
We didn't have much. So in Serbia, you don't have many public holidays like in Germany.
Especially Bavaria has maximum.
So less days, but we follow the same, like Christmas time, Easter time. I don't know, 1st of May, and then some our local holidays that are, I don't know, religious or just local bank holidays. So not many. I forgot now how many days, but I know it's less than Germany.
Okay, but it was not much of a difference that you were sacrificing. Everybody else is enjoying the public holiday, but you are working at your desk because you're just not getting an off, right?
No, of course not. I mean, like if needed, yes, of course you will work on a holiday, but it's not a part of culture. No.
Yeah, because when I started in India, I was also like working with an international company. So initially we were following the public holidays, which were not even considered a public holiday in India. So many a times we were like missing those big festivals that we celebrate in, like a Holi, you might have heard about it, or Diwali, which is like a festival of lights. Holi is like a color, the festival of colors where you play and like make each other dirty as much as possible. So everybody was like enjoying, and we were going to office and our office cabs. That was also the time. I think that might have changed now with the time. Companies have started learning that we need to understand the culture where we are putting the office in. Hopefully it has changed, but I'm literally talking about the time like 2003. It's been quite some time. Yeah,
it was okay. I think from for example, we have a very specific thing we do for kids during New Year time, not even Christmas, but New Year time. So, of course we are as parents putting presents under the Christmas tree. Yeah. Actually from Santa Claus.
Yeah, mine still thinks it's from Santa Claus. Yeah.
We have a joke. Look, what did I buy you from Santa Claus?
Okay.
Companies were as well participating in terms of like having a Christmas or a New Year party. And then they would, for kids up to a certain age, let's say 10 years old, I don't know, put up a party for kids where you bring up your kids. They have like, I don't know, a special theme, like, I don't know, whatever, I don't know, content that they get, and then presents, right? So the boxes. And that was one of the things, for example, for one of my employers, out why it's super costly, like it's expensive because we don't put just candies or something. There are toys and things. The HR usually has to plan a lot of that because different kids, girls, boys, toys, around that. But employees were kind of like, complaining about it. You cannot kill this. When I was a kid, I got it. My kids have to get it. Even though we have enough money to pay them any present, that's just the thing you have to do. So very quickly, we were able to explain this to managers who are not coming from Serbia. So they should kind of understand.
Yeah, you need to learn. But Dijana, you said you had heard about work-life balance and good things about Bavaria, and then you decided to move to Germany, took that big step.
Yes.
How was it, the expectations versus reality thing for you?
Differently, we had like huge expectations from the things that were, stereotypes about certain country or, people. So we had like a lot of expectations that things will go smooth in some ways, like finding an apartment, or getting a kid to school where she belongs, right, with her interest and everything. But then some things went totally above any expectation we had, where we were thinking, this is going to be a place or thing we will struggle with. Let's plan. So I would say it's different. And we did a lot of research, a lot. So we had like 2 months time before we officially went with the visa application. Like we had 2 months to research, right, about everything. And then, you just as an example, like Munich is a city where it's not easy to find an apartment, right? Whether you want to buy it or rent it. So we did read about it, like what they are looking for, what kind of tenants, what do you have to submit, but nobody said that it can take you months in an apartment, which was our case, that when we arrived, we started applying. We were a bit at the beginning, we were a bit selective on the area where we want to live. Then we were expanding the area, of course. Then the other surprise was that dogs are not that acceptable. So the area we were looking at the moment, when you go to research for it, you find 1,000 apartments for rent. Then you click friendly, you get to 30. So it was fun because then we realized we have a dog. At the moment, at that time, our dog was in Serbia. We can't leave him. There is no way we leave him there.
No.
And
it's
then
a family. Yeah,
it's a family. So there was no way. So these kinds of things you don't, and they, to me now, they don't sound as something to stress about, but at that time it was super stressful. I was even disappointed with the fact that, first of all, you cannot find an apartment. Even if you find it, it's not pet friendly. So that was kind of like a shocking thing for us. Then the other thing was around getting kids to school. So depending on the age of the kids, it's easy. So
what age was that, if I may ask?
My daughter was 12 when we arrived. So we were lucky enough that my job started 1st of September. So she managed to finish her school. She was 5th grade in Belgrade. And then schools here are starting mid of September. So when we arrived, she was already here, right? But the fun thing was that we couldn't get her to the closest school we wanted her to be in because they were kind of full, right? They couldn't accept kids. And also nobody told us that kids, of course, who don't speak German, they need to go to so-called Deutschklasse that can take 6 or 1 semester up to 2 semesters, where basically they lose a year, right? So they don't go directly to the, let's say she would need to go to the sixth grade. No, she actually had to spend half a year in a lower grade. And then, we managed later to get her to a better school, but she lost a year, right? So if we would look at her age and the age of her colleagues in the class, she's older, which is fine because Germany does have a flexible school or education system. But it's going to take us time, right? It's not easy. And it's even after 3 years, it's not easy to kind of progress at the same speed as other kids because language is the biggest barrier. So that was one of the things we kind of did a lot of research, but that was the thing where we failed, I would say. If I would say what was the biggest failure, it was researching all the school options and what to expect. And it's a very rigid system, right? So for foreign kids, it's very rigid, right? They can end up in, the best school in the area or the worst school, just depending on the number of slots they have. Again, it was COVID. It was really tough even to communicate to anyone.
And even you can't even think about international school, right? They're very expensive as well, right? Or
it's another problem. I think it's not about the price you have to pay, but the problem with, at least what we found out, is that most of international schools are not, so the diploma you get at the end is not recognized to study in Germany. Most, not all of them, most of them. So let's say if they have a Cambridge program, for example, the kid needs to go in parallel. I don't know exactly the details, but I know that you need to go in parallel to prepare your final exam before so the German one, which they call Abitur. That's something that kids get, for example, after finalizing gymnasium, or school that is giving that option. With international schools or different programs, it's not possible. And there is a lot of international schools, which are amazing, great ones, right? Because there is a lot of foreign people living in Munich. I've heard that 40% of residents are non-Germans, they are coming from outside. So that's why they have a lot of schools. There is a good choice. but you pay not a small price of that, and then kid needs to study abroad. And that's a pity, because in Munich, they have the best universities, or one of the best universities, if you can kind of compare them, not only in Europe, but worldwide. Especially Technical University of Munich is super famous, and others, yeah. So it would be a pity, right, to stay, to live here, and she was 12. She didn't come at 15, 16 years old, and then you kind of, need a couple of years before university. It would take us like 7 years to pay for international school, and then again she can't get to these universities. So that was mainly the decision why we didn't enroll her into international school.
Dijana, I'll talk about the pay part in a second, but how was the mental situation at that point in time? You have moved a country, you're learning culture, plus I don't know if you knew the language by then or you started learning. You had a new job. And your new job, a company where you wanted to really start your career with, which you dreamt about, you finally got it. So you have a stress also to prove yourself, right? Yeah. The word that, hey guys, you made a good investment. You moved me all the way from a different country, plus handling a child who, I don't know what her mental situation at that point in time would have been at school, or was it easy to also blend with the kids here because they all speak German?
So first, she was like first semester with kids who are all coming with zero German knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And then she was in a school that is accepting kids. So they put in the same group kids that are 11 years old and 15 years old, because they just need to learn German language, right? They don't do math, they don't do biology, history, whatever. It is only language, right? And kids were really coming from all backgrounds, all kinds of continents, So on one hand side, she had good friends from Somalia, couple of girls she liked, but they were very distant to each other because they couldn't get in. There was an age difference, there was a language barrier, so some of them, they didn't even speak English, so you can't communicate in any way. And also, they don't match the kids in terms of their basic knowledge. So they had girls who are refugees from Afghanistan, 14 years old, they never had school. They never had a pen in their hands. And then, these kids, they feel kind of stressed about their situation. You are a kid who don't speak their language, you cannot become a friend even. And then it was not kind of the best experience. She's very shy, and she was not open up to kind of establish friendships. But there was a boy, one boy from Bosnia, who made her life easier because he was all open and funny, listening to music and all these things. So she managed to have a couple of kind of friends. Also, one of her friends also in that school was in our neighborhood, so they stayed in connected even later. So for her it was tough because she had to go through that phase of focusing on German language. And also what we learned, what we didn't know, was that during this first semester, because they focus only on German language, in order to get to a better school, to go to school where there is a better perspective out of after it, the kids, they need to show knowledge of, for example, math. You don't get math lessons, right? So what we did, had to pay personal classes like tutors every day. So she was going to school in the morning and then having tutors every day for first semester, just to get to the what is expected in math in that grade. So that kind of helped, and that was one of the advices we got from school, because they realized immediately that she has more capacity, that she has a good education and background that she brought from Serbia. So they immediately told us, you need to find help with that, because otherwise she won't be admitted to a kind of school she wants. She won't be able to select. So it was tough. I cried a lot about this situation because I didn't kind of want her to go through this as stressful as it was. I thought it was too much. And that's why I said our biggest kind of failure or thing we didn't prepare well for was understanding the school system and how it works. On top of that there was COVID, right? On top of that there was really limited communication you can establish, like going in person to school or going in person to any other place where there are these school advisories, because that people were working from home. So from the other point, in terms of like settling in, I can't say we had many challenges in terms of like the broader environment, as we are both, my husband and myself, we are all like, we traveled a lot. My husband used to live as a kid in South Africa, in South America as well. So he kind of have this international experience. So it was okay, like finding our way, how to settle.
Yeah.
There was another thing I didn't know, and it was like a shock when we arrived, but not as shocking as the school thing. I didn't know that in Germany there is a probation period of 6 months.
Yeah.
Where you can get fired for any reason, and they don't even do the
no need notice. Yeah.
So I arrived. There was nothing about it in my contract. So I would maybe consider even moving, because it's a big risk. We can and there was somebody laid off during probation period, just like that. Right. Yeah. So I was shocked. So the reason why I was not so much stressed out, I always believe that you need to work hard, give your best, and everything will be okay.
Will work out. Huh?
Yes. So I was like kind of self-confident in that way. But on the other side, that was kind of a shocking thing, because then I was like, what else can I do? Right? If you lose your job, your visa is out. So that was something that we didn't know. But okay, I was lucky because I had like a good manager, good buddy here in Munich, local, and explain all, even things outside of work. Buddy was even organizing after work drinks with people, because again, it was COVID, office was closed, and we would go out, with COVID certificates, with vaccines.
Yeah.
I would go out for drinks. So it was really kind of like, okay, to get into a new role, right? Yeah. Even in these kinds of circumstances, because some colleagues I've seen for the first time, like after a year, that are hired simply because people were working massively from home.
Yeah. And Dijana, your family moved as like dependents, right? Your husband also. It was you who got the visa, the work visa, and then everybody moved to you.
Yes.
How was the work situation with your husband? Did he get the job?
Oh, yeah, fun. I'm now saying fun, but it was not easy. He immediately wanted to get a job. So he has a huge background in business development and in sales. He's like an extrovert, an extra extrovert. And he couldn't, just sit at home and, like do nothing. So he started applying for jobs. And I think we counted like around 300 applications he sent. None of them came back positive. Very rarely they would reply anything. And then when the war in Ukraine started, so it was like February. So we arrived in end of August. So next February, there was that really, I think, the terrible situation with the war that started. He applied to be a volunteer for the refugees because he speaks Russian. As I said, he was living in other countries where he was in Russian schools, and then he continued with the Russian language back home. He was immediately invited. Like I think he sent an email, something like very early in the morning, same day they told him come. 4,000 people arriving, like kids and all of that. Nobody speaks their language, so he was volunteering for some time. And then a person from Red Cross, Bavarian Red Cross, sent an email to the corporate, and then she said, hey, you need to give him a contract. I mean, he can find a job tomorrow and leave, and we have nobody else to translate, to literally work as a translator and help people who were coming in thousands. And they had to be kind of like organized because, Germany got organized very well in terms of put people, but if you have nobody to speak to them, to explain them, people were coming in all kind of, mental situations. So he got a job, and it was like a half-time job because they immediately kind of asked him to go for German classes. So he had to fit all of that.
Huh.
Because, they wanted, he does speak English and Russian, but, go for German. So he was as well going through that.
But even if you go for German language and if you're just starting, you can't speak the same way that you're speaking your own mother tongue, or
he can use English, right? So he can use English everywhere. If you take somebody to translate, I don't know, they need to open a bank account, you take them to the bank, you can find a way out.
Yeah.
He's also good with languages. I don't say he speaks perfect German, of course not, because you need years for that, but he's good in the way that he will communicate no matter what, right? So even with completely wrong grammar or whatever, he will find the solution. So that was a good thing, that there was a combination of kind of like working and having German, going to German school, which helped him later to get a full-time job.
It's very good to have like that kind of confidence as well, because I know like there are so many people who are living in Germany or other countries who don't know the language enough. Maybe they understand a bit more, because generally you understand a bit more because you don't speak that much. You're more shy.
Yeah.
But your husband didn't hesitate. He communicated.
No,
right?
He's not that kind of person. He's goal. If he needs to do something, he's going to do it, and he won't be kind of like blocked if he's not so fluent, right? So he will keep things done. And he was, there are so many funny stories about things he did, which even later on, of course, Red Cross hired much more people to help. And there are native speakers. They couldn't finish some things. They couldn't kind of help in certain situations. He would go tomorrow to the same institution, to the same place, and then everything would be sorted out. And then there was like a question, how you did that? And he was like, well, I just did it.
Nice.
Because you are really helping people in need. It's not like going to buy a new T-shirt or something. You're taking people to doctors, to, I don't know, immigration office or places where you really need to be persistent, because you are helping in real life kind of situations that are basic things.
Yeah.
So it's a good.
You're right. When the drive, the motive is really something that is your main goal, it doesn't really matter how you're reaching there.
Yeah.
But Dijana, how long did it take for him to get from the time he moved from Serbia to Germany? 5 months?
5 months, and then a couple of more months until he got kind of like a contract, right? Because that's what you are looking for, right?
Yeah.
And it's a paid job, right? At the beginning, it was all volunteering. So he was working for free. So yeah, it's not easy. I think that is also one of the things, and I see it across all the families we know, all my colleagues I know who have spouses.
Yeah.
Most of them don't work because they can't find jobs in the area where they are.
Yep.
And that's a big challenge. I don't get it. Why? I don't get it. Yeah, because these people are coming with, high education, good experience, not kind of like beginners who don't know where they fit what they want.
Yeah.
Even people who speak German, because in the meantime, if you cannot find a job, you start learning.
Yeah.
Even after finishing, I don't know, C1 level of German language, they don't get jobs. So that's the thing I can't get. I don't understand why that's the situation. And then constantly you read in news that Germany needs more skilled workers.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I don't understand when they say, there's so many people, and this is so common in the people who have moved across, like from different continents, different countries and moved here, and the spouses have come along to support them, losing their own jobs, leaving their own jobs, let's put it that way. And then in the hope that, okay, I'll have a strong CV, I will get it, no problem at all. And then they literally quit their careers, or they're forced to quit their career just because they are not able to get even visibility. Like no matter what platform they try, no visibility at all. It's completely.
Even my husband was working for Mercedes-Benz, so Daimler, 10 years. Yeah, so it was really like a German company established there. I believe that here in Stuttgart, in their headquarters, they have his, kind of like a file, because he was their employee but in another country. No one was taking kind of like consideration that he has like that industry expertise. Later on, he worked for another company, which is a software company, Austrian. So again, something similar.
Yeah.
Absolutely no recognition. And I think employers here are going with profiles that, especially from the language perspective, that are kind of like local because of the language, right? And then they might think of hiring a foreign person, right? So somebody who just arrived. Because again, I know so many people who have different backgrounds, like, I don't know, doctors, people as well in business, but just in different areas, or consultants of all kinds. They can't find jobs here. And there is so many job roles open, right?
Yes.
And during COVID time, it was, a peak of hiring everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't get even like a thank you note or anything. So it is a challenge. He's still applying. So he's still looking for a job in his own background, because he's not kind of this social work kind of jobs, right? So he had a switch of his career. He enjoys it, by the way. So I have to say I'm super proud, because he enjoys his new career, because he's helping people.
Exactly. Yeah.
He mastered now his Russian language. So
the job, can you tell us the timings? Like
it was like 5 months, I would say. So when he started volunteering, and then a couple of months until he got his contract, and later on full-time contract. There are some good outcomes, but he still kind of like looks for jobs in his domain. But yeah, it's as well a part of life. You sometimes need to take what you get and build something out of it, right? Maybe start small and then, go bigger. So we never know what will be the next thing. Yeah.
How was it for you when it comes to language? Did you know German language before you moved, or?
Oh, I am the person that you just explained. Yeah. So I had German all my life. So in my primary school, high school,
okay.
I fully understand like what they speak. So when I go, I understand, but I can't speak. So I went for official school just to get that paper, actually, that I was in the school, because later on I plan to do the exam. But my problem is I can't speak if I'm not confident that I can do it. Only in emergency. Yeah. In emergencies, I will say anything, whatever it means. So I am that kind of a person. So my German is not the best. I would need more time, and I don't have it at the moment. I would need more time to go to real kind of. And also in our company, we mainly speak English. I hear German only when I get to the elevator, if other people are speaking German. Otherwise, everybody speaks English. So it's
also because you're in Munich. If you go a little bit remote from Munich as well, within Bayern, you might have to speak. I mean, yes, people have started speaking in English there, but still there are many people who prefer still sticking to German language, and your life gets easier, which is fine. I mean, when you it's what your decision or our decision to move to a country. So we should be the one, and I should start learning the Swedish now. I mean, throughout life, I spoke German, and now I have to learn a different language, because, everybody speaks English here, but still, you can integrate a bit better, right?
I need more time, and I really need kind of like, I don't start things that I know I don't have enough bandwidth to do, right? I don't want to waste anybody's time. Even these schools, they have great teachers. I don't want to waste anybody's time. So fun thing is I always loved German language. Like when I was in school, I was always having good grades in German. But now I need more time. And I also think that you need to be forced in a way.
Yep.
To be able to speak, because when you are in a situation where no other options, than just German, you need to kind of like be in this kind of situation. I'm not yet. So I don't know. Let's see. But I'll give my best to find time.
Yeah.
And I think I don't need a lot of time, because it will all come back. Yeah. If I count all the years, I had like more than 10 years of German language in my, all my schools.
It will kick in. Yeah. You don't forget the language. It's just that you're not practicing it on daily basis, especially if you're not speaking it, then you just lose it. Then you just lose it. Yeah. But you don't never forget it. When you start,
I'm sure never. So what we were doing, like one of the things we were advised as well for my daughter, like when we asked, okay, what is the level of language you need to have to be considered to go to a university or good school if you're not a native speaker? So this was one of the good recommendations. One of the tutors, Masha's tutors, told us, go and buy daily newspapers, but thick ones. Yeah. So Süddeutsche Zeitung.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, 100 pages, daily newsletter. So read it every day and you will get it. What's the level of language? Because it's not like professional language. It's daily things going around like politics or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the level. That's kind of like the level of expressions or kind of like complexity of sentences. So
how comfortable does she feel now with German language?
She's speaking very well. She has good grades in school, so she progressed very well. She maybe don't feel confident to start friendships because of the language, but she's very good. Like wherever we go, she speaks normally. But we tried to kind of like get to the level of, okay, what do we miss in order to be on the level of Süddeutsche Zeitung?
For those who don't know, Süddeutsche Zeitung is actually a famous newspaper in Germany, really widely used by the local people living in Germany.
So basically, that's kind of like an advice if you want to compare where you are. If you can do it at that level, to speak at that level, that's enough to be considered as to work and as well to study in German. Yeah.
Dijana, when we move to a different country and we take we try to blend in with the locals as well. We try our best to learn the language, learn the culture, which is very different in some cases, like yours and mine as well, from our own. So we start adopting it because we want to live there. We want to start a life like there. Maybe long-term plan as well to stay there and have our family and then further people. But how much have you seen the Germans have actually tried to integrate you? Do you feel fully integrated?
I do feel, although I don't speak German language, right? So I do feel, and what I appreciate about, and what I even want to learn more is a great thing that Germans I've met so far have is being very direct. Yes. So when they communicate, they are super direct with you, and you know immediately where the conversation will go, right? Even if it's an unpleasant thing, right? Yep. Even if they have to tell you no on something, you know how it will, because they kind of like have a process to tell you. So there is like structure, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing that I appreciated is like from the neighborhood perspective and a couple of people we met here and there, they want to help, right? If you ask for help, they will help if they can, right? If they know they can help you. So one of the examples is that all my neighbors told me when you start, and by the way, I didn't tell all of them that I was in German school. When you start with German, let us know. We start speaking with you only in German. So they want to be a part of that. So like not only first neighbor, but all others, right? They were like, tell us, because they will help you by, again, being direct, correct you. You are saying something wrong, they will correct you, but they will give you that kind of time. And the other thing I love about Germany is that what I've learned, I was not aware of that, is that the social security is really, right? Even if you are a foreigner and you don't know where to look for help or how you can be supported in different, whether it's a health issue or, I don't know, you need an appointment in immigration office or something. There is kind of like a feeling that everything is under some processes. So there is like a process or a path to do something and that you are covered, right? So there is help, and there is no difference in whether you are a foreigner or a local person. It's really going across. I had a couple of health issues I faced going to, hospital or going to a doctor. So you really feel that it's all free as well, because public insurance is included in the employment for everybody who lives here. So that's kind of like a good feeling that this society thinks about every member of the society. Now I see it as well through work of my husband, how much we help all the people. And that is something that I didn't know. I am impressed. And one of the reasons why I would really consider staying here for a longer term.
How's it in Serbia as far as social security is concerned?
Yeah, it is so kind of like you have on paper all these services, but the country is not doing well in terms of there is enough fundings and budgets to get the best support. But yes, in Germany it's available, right? In Serbia, it's not that easy because simply economy is not at this level. But yeah, you have more or less same, just in a different. You consume it in a different way.
You're telling things that you love. You said the things that I love. Let's start with things that you don't love. Are there any?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think I mentioned it. So it is, this uncertainty about, getting your kid to school system, going through that process. That is something, but it was just a bit of a shock. It was not something that is wrong, right? It's not wrong. It's it's working. All the generations of people who were educated here, I mean, they all went through, but it is just a shock. I don't know. Sometimes maybe it takes a little bit more time to understand all the rules, right? There is a famous thing. I think everybody who lives here, if you tell the word termin or appointment, everybody's hair is like this because every go, you need to have an appointment. So you need to book it online. So whether you need to plates for your car or you need to go for extending your visa or a doctor appointment, anything. So this is kind of like strict. And I would say that that's the area that can be improved here, right? From the technology perspective. Now we are coming from that background. So now I'm looking at it from an ideal kind of place. Online booking platform for getting your car plates. That platform needs to work. Force me to wake up at 6 a.m. to go and refresh constantly the page until I get an appointment.
And that too, if you get an appointment, like especially like doctor appointment, if there is an emergency, like you still need to wait for a couple of months in some cases, right?
Yes. Yeah. I had like a very urgent situation and I had to wait 4 months for a cardiologist. So it's not like something small, right? I need a cardiologist and I had to wait 4 months.
Yeah.
In one case, we had to wait 6 months for them. So yeah, these kinds of things, but okay, they are related maybe to lack of a skilled workforce they have here. But when I speak about these things which are not that modernized, I would say, this is what you just don't expect, but it's bearable. It's not like, you cannot live. You do lose your nerves with that. Yeah. We just lost our nerves with, immigration office because we got a link. Go there, book your appointment. We hardly got an appointment. I was sitting 4 days in a row, hours and hours of just doing, dummy refresh, just refreshing the page. I got an appointment. We went there with all the papers and they told us, no, we are not the right floor for you. You should go to the first floor, not here because your visa type. And I was like, but you told us that we have to go here. Yeah. And it was really stressful because we travel a lot for work. Yeah. And you can't do your job and they don't care, right? You were just at the wrong floor. They don't care. So my husband got stubborn and he said, now I'm going to fix it. And he was going around searching, and he found a person, helped us immediately get what we needed. But it was really like a situation. But I think, again, it's not people related. It's not culture thing. It is just like that. I think Germany needs to modernize their services related to, regular life things. Yeah. What else I don't like? I don't know. I'm puzzled a little bit about the food, to be honest. As I explained at the beginning, we have culture. So here there are a couple of things which is like a national thing, but it's a couple I would love example. Like sausages, I don't know, or you get bored with that. So you go
beer gardens, and then you have the same. While in Serbia, every menu has like 10 pages of, what you can eat. So this is something I am not still completely like good with. I do have a couple of things I always order if we are in such a place. But food is something that is like, I would love to be kind of in a country like mine, or like, I don't know, Italy, for example, or Spain.
Yeah. In Europe, I mean, I don't know. We in India are so fascinated with these European countries because of the Bollywood movies. That's how we see Europe. And the best countries that they talk about generally is London, Switzerland. I mean, Germany comes really far. I don't even think anybody is actually doing any movies. Maybe one of the rares, but generally London, Switzerland. I can even think about only like barely couple of more. But when I came here, I mean, those were definitely not my top 10 or top 20 countries that I would ever consider. If anybody is like coming from India and ask me for suggestion, I would definitely suggest go to Italy, go to Spain. You get not only better food, but also say Italy. You have so many places and every city is so different than the other. Very, very diverse. You get mountains, you get architecture, everything together with the food that you like. Who doesn't like pizzas and pastas and all? They have the best fruits in the world. So, I mean, there's nothing to dislike about it.
But on the other side, I don't know. Again, Munich is such a, international place. Yeah. So you get, I found a Chinese restaurant in the neighborhood or close, 10 minutes walk. And I showed that food to a colleague who is coming from Beijing area. And he looked at the pictures of the food, right? Mm-hmm. So I asked him if it was like good taste or not. Yeah. He said, "You found this in Munich?" I was like, He said, if there is a chef who knows how to do this kind of fish, that must be the top place. And then he asked for their Michelin stars. And I was like, no, this place looks like a fast food place. But just like that is what they serve. And he was impressed. So a good side of Munich and having all these, different people coming in is that there is like a good choice of restaurants. Food in restaurants is not expensive. So you can really go as a family and you don't need to overpay anything. So you can compensate that kind of a loss. On food side. So I don't say I don't like it. It is just a couple of things that I can find too.
But we're also lucky that you're in Munich. You're talking about Munich, and Munich it's international. I mean, people do speak English. There are so many people who are coming from different countries and living actually either in Berlin or Munich or Frankfurt. Like these three places. I can't think of much, like maybe Hamburg. Yes, maybe Hamburg, but like main three, these are the three cities where most of the international people live. And that's also the reason you get all those diverse foods, people. I think the story would have been a little bit different if you were living in a different area, right? What do you think?
Yes, of course. Yes. I have friends, actually also my part of family that lives north of Germany. Like they visited us last August, where you know that there was this 1 month of Adele in Munich. So they came for concert and we took them out. They were born. So my kind of like my age cousins, they were born here. And we took them out for food and they told us we never tried this. And it was like a simple Chinese thing. And I was like, you must have it. I mean, it's closer to Essen. Yeah, there are Chinese places, but not many. They don't feel secure. And here it was all over, like Vietnamese, Chinese, Indian food, all kinds. And I was like,
exactly.
I am lucky to live in Munich.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If somebody is living in some other city, then the story and experiences would have been slightly different. Like integration stories would have been a little bit different, which is really good actually. But you are in touch with other people within our org. One of those has actually sent a message. So I'm going to play that for you. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, Dijana. When Jocelyn contacted me for this, for your interview, I realized that actually we know each other without really knowing each other. I know that I appreciate you a lot for who you are, for your strong professional background, and your level of expertise in managing stuff and navigating in this wonderful organization. I also realized that we have a common point. We are both from a different culture, from a different country, the one that we are working in. As far as I'm concerned, sometimes it helped me back from being really who I am, or blend it a little bit, or avoid bias. And sometimes I would say simply not have to explain too much. Over time, I came to see that there is also value in this fragility. It helped me probably connecting better with others, building resilience, and explore deeper levels of human relationships. So I'm curious about you, how you manage your own feelings and your identity in moments where your background and your work life cross each other.
Oh my God.
First thoughts.
Oh my God. When I see Rambod, I'm always emotional. I don't know why.
Tell us why, if that's
I don't
okay.
know. I think two of us, we need to kind of like find why. Yeah, he's one of the people. Yeah, as he explained, from the first moment we met, so he was as well a part of my onboarding. I felt some kind of connection with him. I think it is because he's an artistic person, even though he's in a heavy tech business. He made me cry now. So yeah, he's like an artistic person with a type of energy, or I don't know, aura, or I don't know how to call that really matches my energy. So he is my go-to person when I really struggle, but not like asking Rambod what to do with something. When I just speak to somebody, he's my go-to person. He helped me a lot back a year ago, and before that when I was having some I just had a need to speak to someone.
Yeah.
And to reply to his question, I don't know. I think I am pretty emotional in terms of I'm showing off my emotions. I don't look like that from the outside. So, but it does come out, right? And sometimes I'm unhappy with the form it is coming out. Because, you need sometimes to pay attention to the communication style, or what you're saying, or is there other people in the audience, or, So it is for me tough not to be what these operations I think request from us. Resilient, kind of like, I can do it, I can manage all of that, and it's not true, right? We cannot do everything. We are family people. We are having other issues, other challenges, other problems, and then if it gets crossed with something that doesn't work at work. I don't know how resiliency comes in place. In that situation, you cannot be resilient, right? We are human beings, and we need to react to things that are going on. So I don't have the best way of managing that. I don't have it. I'm not happy with it because I was having health issues and like periods when due to work, due to all the challenges, also always something is happening in your country with your family, all these kinds of things where I had to take sick leaves as well for that, because you need to get back to yourself. So I think kind of like Rambod also has this style that when he talks to you, or when we talk, I always have a feeling that after I say what I have, it's not actually that big problem. He gives that kind of a vibe. So he listens, and he gives you that feeling like it's not that big problem. Come on, so I'm so happy to see this.
Yeah, it was very sweet to send it over. And what about the identity part, Dijana? Sometimes we do things out of our way, which is probably totally different than our own identity.
Yeah.
Have you faced such an issue, such a scenario where you had to do it, and how do you manage that?
Not much. That's because of my background. I'm coming from an area geographically where you have all kinds of like diversity is something we have like I'm from a family that is having different roots, religion wise, even like countries, which are now kind of every country separate. So I've never had a problem with identity because I think I am able to fit in easily, right? Because I don't use any kind of like prejudice. Is it the right thing?
Yeah, prejudice. Yes.
This, on anything. So
bias, like he was also mentioning.
I'm not really. I don't have it because that's how I was born and raised.
Okay.
So I don't have that kind of like an issue here as well. I don't. I have my own identity. I keep it with I'm proud of it. I'm taking it with me every day. So, but I'm also not showing off that too much, right? I'm not like insisting on something that is just mine and why other person needs to understand that or even accept it, right? But I'm sure that that's because I came here just like a little bit older person. My personality is formed. But I can say like my older daughter, she was studying in Vienna. Like I would say that for her, or somebody her age, that would be a thing, right? If you come younger, then your identity becomes challenged, because you still don't know who you are by your own background. And then, for me, that was not kind of like an issue.
Yeah. And have you ever seen, like you said in the beginning, the Germans are very direct. Are Serbians also kind of similar, or are they like us Indians? We never say things direct.
Yeah, we are direct, like in a way we will communicate, but sometimes we lose structure, right? That's what Germans have. Structure. They have like discipline. Sometimes we lose it, and we are direct, but we are more just direct in terms of opening up, right? Embrace, I don't know, new people.
Yeah.
Rather than being direct in terms of like teaching you something, do this, do that. This is the best way. Then that's where we are kind of like freestyle, which is again coming. Because we have such a history, right? So many influences.
Yes.
Yeah? And there is another thing I love about my upbringing than what I've seen here. Our education system is very wide, right? When you are in school, you get all kinds of subjects and the knowledge you need to absorb, while Germans are very focused.
Yes.
So that's why sometimes, and also like I've seen that in at my work, in my business. So, people will know everything, a little bit of everything, but not something specific, right? While here you are really, and I see it now with my younger daughter, how much like they go into details. So if you are going to become an accountant, you will know it as soon as you enter that kind of school. Or if you are going to be a nurse. Start immediately with practical things, right? And this is a thing that is missing in my culture, to be practical fast. But also that's the beauty of being there, because you get all kinds of things. So
had there been any challenges that you felt like, okay, say you have like 2 minutes to explain something to a German who are very direct, they're on the point, but okay. It was never really
like when we do these presentations and when you get a time slot, I'm always
okay. That also comes with the experience, right? Yeah.
Quotes that I read from, right? But if I have to say it my way, it's gonna take a little bit more time.
Yeah.
But that is what I said. I would love to learn that more, to practice that more from Germans, because they're really good in that.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you miss after moving here? What exactly is there something that you're missing? I wish.
So, because again, I said we have a lot of things going around every day in Belgrade. I miss that feeling that, first of all, I can't go to theaters because I don't understand anything. We did a lot of that, right? So cinemas, all the movies, all these things. So there is almost no options, right? Unless you go to ballet, like just dancing. So that's the one thing, like this cultural aspect that Belgrade is super rich with that. Also nightlife. Yeah. One of the things or the ways we manage stress, or at least my husband and myself, we have the same kind of interest, is just go out. Just go out.
Yeah.
We will stay until 5 a.m. But out tomorrow, even if I'm tired, all my stress levels will be, going down. I don't know. So that is also something that doesn't exist here. There are a couple of days, but on weekends. So that is something I miss. Food. Friends, of course, right? We have this culture of, I would call you, hey, what are you doing? Are you at home? Yeah, I'm coming over for coffee. I don't wait for you to invite me. I'm coming over.
Yeah.
So, you are doing. So you have friends, you can go for like a quick coffee chat, whatever. That's something that doesn't exist here, because for that kind of relationship, you need time. Yeah. So I would say that's mostly it. Yeah.
Would you be comfortable to talk about a bit of a mental state as well? If that's okay with you, I would love to tap into that. If you're not comfortable, I'm going to skip this topic.
Yeah, let's speak. Yeah, of course, let's speak. I mean, there's nothing to hide.
Yeah. No, because, I know that you said you miss friends, right? You miss this culture of going out, maybe clubbing or staying overnight. Going to the friends without, having an appointment all the time, right?
Or even
no reasons. You don't need to put it in your calendar, right? The possibility of really connecting with people in real life, not just social media or the digital world, right? Yeah. We have kind of similar in India. We don't take appointment. We just stand. You said you call and I'm coming. No, we don't even do that. We just go. We are standing at the door, literally. Yeah. So we have that kind of culture, kind of similarities there. And because Europe is so different comparatively, I have seen, at least I have gone through that phase of depression. And I did miss that social part a lot for a very long time. I think maybe, yes, there had been some other reasons for the depression to kick in. But I think if my friends would have been around, probably the severity would have not been that much. Have you faced anything like that? Or do you know anyone?
Yeah, I'll speak from my experience, because the way I'm built, right, is that if I have a challenge or a problem or a task, I'll jump to it. Right? Sometimes I shouldn't do that. Yeah. Sometimes you just wait and it goes away, or somebody else fixes.
Yeah.
I have this problem. So I'm constantly like in a football, like the ball has to be, around me. And that brings stress to me, right? So I'm speaking from my experience, when there is just like a lot of that going on. My to-do list is so long. And I used to call this, because I was taking, actually I'm still on therapy. So I have I go to. So I say it's the feeling of a full plate of food. You just have too much to eat. And it's not you're hungry or you don't enjoy it. It's just too much. You can't take it. Yeah. That's how I would describe a feeling. How I feel when but it's just like in a period of time. It's not constant. It's just like a period of time when a lot of things are going on, and then I want to be on top of everything. So I do behave kind of like a control freak, but I'm not a control freak. I'm more of a doer who wants to do something rather than control other people, right? So I would say that I was not diagnosed with depression. I did take, like on purpose, I did ask for help. It was more of like making sure that to learn to prioritize things and to ask myself, why is it important and why now? Sometimes things that are coming my way are not important or not needed to be sorted out this week or today. So I kind of like take care of, asking these two questions. First thing. The second thing is, I miss my friends in terms that, like with Rambod, right? If you have a friend, you just speak about your problem, you say it. Half of it is solved after you just say it.
Yes.
And at the beginning here, it's not that I didn't have who to speak to, but because I'm in a kind of like, different industry.
Yeah.
I really needed somebody who can understand me. And this is what I have with my friends in Belgrade. Even they don't come from the same background, they know how I behave, and then they know how to comfort me. And this is the thing you don't have. I mean, I didn't have it, right? So that community or a village type of feeling safe, in a certain environment did not exist. But also there were periods that it was like just too many things going on at the same time, a lot of challenges back home, here, at work. It was not easy. But at the times when I was like when I struggled the most, my body reacted in a way that I would just kind of like shut down, right? So I would have symptoms of heart attack. 2 times emergency was coming at our home, taking me to hospital. Actually, once my husband took me over, like he was literally holding me in his hands and taking me to the hospital. Because it was like that feeling that I'm dying, but it was actually nothing wrong with me, right? I did all the things. So
Burnout you had once.
Burnout. Yeah, because I just shut down, and that never happened to me before. So it was as well a lot of fear around what will happen to me. My father died in my age, so when he was 44, out of heart attack. So I had that feeling that something similar will happen to me. So a lot of fear around that. But the psychotherapy helped a lot, just to kind of bring it up and say it, and then work around that. And of course, like getting all the doctors saying everything is fine. But I still struggle with accepting the fact that we live in, I don't know, historically speaking, in such an uncertain times. There is absolutely no guarantees that the way we live now today will not change tomorrow, right? Or in a month's time. And our jobs are changing, we relocated, so like even our environment has changed. So you never know. And then I do have this kind of like challenge still to accept uncertainty and not to think or overthink too much. So I'm giving my best, but it's going to take time. I think it would be easier if I would be back home because you feel safer. Yeah. But again, as I said, this country is good in terms of like, where help, where you can find help. You're not going to end up on streets, like in a
that's true.
So that's the thing. But yeah, still it's something with my personality that I should just kind of like slow down and not take everything on me. Distribute a little bit.
And do you have siblings? Sorry, did you mention that? Do you have siblings as well? And are they back home? No. So your mother has...
Yeah, I have a brother. He's 4 years younger. He lives in Belgrade. He has a family. He has a very cute son who is 5. And my mom is there. Yeah, so she lives... She's all alone.
Yeah, she's all alone.
She's 73.
Wow.
Count. She's 73. She's very like in good health and minor problems, but she's very active. She's very religious, so connected to church, doing all these travels all around.
Nice.
Doing like painting, so a very old traditional icons painting. So when you go to church and all this, so she does that, but on wooden things. We keep that in houses. So this is the thing we keep in the house. So that's her hobby. Actually, that's her hobby that she's making money as well, on top of her pension.
And she just also moved from her apartment from one part of the city to another one. Mm-hmm. So a lot of things going around with my mom. Always
it's social. It's not that she's like alone and then you feel worried here.
Not feeling worried at all. I mean, like I do worry in terms of like when she doesn't feel well, but in general, she's in good health. So she has friends, as I said. So she's traveling. We also have a big family. Yeah. So my aunt is in Belgrade, other cousins, and she's going all around visiting them basically in other cities. So yeah, and they are living long, so good for that. All around.
Yeah. And you talked about her hobbies. You did mention theater. You miss going to theater. You miss going overnight in a club and then like drinking like all night long, coming back on 5. Are there any other hobbies as well that you used to do in Serbia and you continue doing it or miss doing it?
Oh, I do that. So I was lucky for that. So okay. I don't have some kind of like specific hobbies. I like reading. So I have a big library. Some hundreds of books. That was the first thing I packed. Yeah. So that was the first thing. I got a job. We agreed. Yeah. We are going to Germany. The first thing I packed was
books.
I said, like, I'm not leaving it here. Right. So we brought in, I think, like a 500 or 600 books. Now it's even bigger because I'm constantly buying new books. So I love reading. I read a lot. I read different things, completely different things. And I was lucky that like 3-4 months later, when we arrived, one of the colleagues, there was an amazing colleague. He's from Croatia, and he pinged me. We don't know each other from before. He was like, "Oh, you are a new colleague. We need to meet." But then he brought in his wife, and she brought me into a book club. We are only 12 ladies. We are all coming from ex-Yugoslavian countries, so we read same language, same books, we can read. So once a month we meet. Every month another person is recommending a book and presenting a book, an author.
Oh, nice. What kind of book do you read?
So we read mainly books that are coming from our countries. So local authors, also like recommending books from, I don't know, other places. And they are mainly like either classics. So somebody recommended very recently to read again Anna Karenina from, like it's a Russian classic that we all had in schools and we didn't like reading it when we were younger. Somebody said we need to read it again. And we did it. It's a 700 book. Yeah. So classic.
Wow.
So these kinds of things, but also what I like about it is that half of the group, let's say, are ladies that live here for more than 20-30 years. And they are very kind of like active in terms of like how we call that, like women's rights and these kinds of things. Yeah, so recommending good books to read about getting into that topic from when it was like a book that was written 200 years ago. You read it, and you see the same things now happening to women, right, in all parts of the world, right? Same challenges, same things, same kind of behaviors, and so on. So it is more towards that kind of genre, yeah. So kind of more towards women's rights, but also everything else. I am the one recommending constantly South American writers because I'm in love with South American literature. So that's my favorite. So every year I have one book to recommend.
Then maybe you can recommend us something, and I would be happy to put it in a description for the ones who want to read. And Dijana, you talked about women empowerment. Do you do something as well, some kind of activity to support other women?
Yeah, now you reminded me of something I'm missing. So I was very active in Serbia in mentoring young girls in STEM, right? So all kinds of hackathons or kind of like new business ideas, promotions. So I was a part of the association there, whereas somebody who is not having a technical background, but working in IT industry.
Okay.
I was kind of like a mentor to girls in STEM. So I have to say I had a team of girls. They were primary school. They won a national competition for an idea they had. They've built the entire kind of like a startup setup for their idea. So they won a national championship. I also had students from Slovenia getting second place, but girls as well. So second place worldwide competition. The first ones were girls from India. So there is no competition with IT brains from India. But, Slovenia was the second one. And that is what I'm missing here, because in Germany, you cannot get these kinds of engagements if you don't speak German.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that, because I think empowering girls is the best investment in future.
That's true. You also support other women within our org.
Yeah. Oh yeah, personally, yes, but not like in a program kind of.
Not in a program, but you are a kind of person who actually likes supporting others. I mean, that's what I was saying initially. Whenever we think about looking either some kind of an answer, some kind of support in terms of work, or even just in general, for some of us, you are our go-to person. So naturally, you actually help others. One of our colleagues had also sent a message for that. So,
oh my God, you're going to...
Hi, Dijana. I'm very excited for you to be featured in this video, and I think that your story needs to be heard by many others. When I joined our team, you were not only acting as a colleague, helping me understand the ropes of the role, but also as a friend who was really showing me the purpose of this role and how it impacts others. You're always going above and beyond, not just for your family, but for us, whether as a lending ear, whether as someone to discuss projects or ideas with. And this is all despite your very, very busy schedule. I don't know how you managed to always pick up the phone and answer my questions, even after you just landed from a flight. You're an amazing wife, an inspirational mother, and a great teammate to have. And you do this really with your authentic self. You are very strong, yet compassionate. You're very competent, yet humble. And I hope that many women will learn from you and that you inspire many others like myself. Love ya!
Oh my God, Jocelyn, you didn't tell me about these things. Oh, thank you so much. I would never even ask for, I don't know, feedback, unless it's needed by, something that we need to do. But thank you so much. Yeah, it's been great working with Maria, because she's kind of like a fresh air or fresh in our team, I would say. Yeah, and her story is also amazing. She's also having like a great life story. I'm speechless. To say.
You, Dijana, you just sometimes you just help, and you don't even know that how much of an impact that help is making to people's life. I asked also Maria, hey, is there any question that you want to ask? She's like, how does she do that? she said that even after your flights, you support. And I have also witnessed it. If you remember, it was like a couple of months ago, there was some kind of a challenge that I faced, and I was very, very stressed. And it was like quite late, and I messaged you. And I do remember it was past 10:30 p.m. at night.
Yeah, I remember it was Friday evening, and now I remember. Yeah.
And you, I mean, in general, I would have I wouldn't even dare to message anyone in Europe, past that, especially Germans. And I'm married to one, so I know that. But you were the one who not only picked up the call, you didn't care about the time. I was the one who had to tell you, Dijana, it's 11:30, and I think I should let you go because you have given me enough time. You didn't care about the time. You just wanted to help.
Yeah.
You have no idea, what kind of impact it made.
I don't really think about it at all. I mean, I do care about people. I think First of all, I'm lucky to work in international environment. One of my biggest wishes is to have friends all over the world, right? So wherever I can land, I would love to have somebody to call, right? And then you have this opportunity because working for these kinds of companies, you have it. But on the other side, I don't put too much brain into if somebody needs help, right? Whether I should step in or kind of like say, hey, sorry, I'm tired or I have something else. So sometimes I don't put too much brain, right? I just react. And I don't know. I enjoy if someone feels safe to share whatever life story, a problem, a challenge, or anything. But I was never thinking that kind of like it really influences. I'm like more like, oh yeah, it helped now. Good, we are good to go now. Let's go to the next thing. That that people remember kind of that, because it's not that I don't expect it. It is just like, I don't know. Yeah, for me it's normal. It comes from the background. It comes from the fact, that's how I was brought up. So I think I don't know. You just I don't know what to say. Yeah, he's making me feel good, and I think I'm now going to start even thinking more about helping whoever I can.
Yeah. Dijana, you, after so many years, like you moved there job wise, you settled in. Anything that you think after all these years of settling in, you with your family, do you have any regrets? And is there any suggestion that you think that you would like to give to people that would still want to move from Serbia to Germany or Europe?
No regrets. Yeah, I hardly regret anything in my life, really, right? The only advice I would give is when you have an opportunity, think with the family if that's the right decision. And if it is, make sure that, like at the first moment, it can be very exciting, then time goes by, and then you realize, pluses, minuses, why these other things. Then be one team, right, with the family. Be kind of like together in all the good things and bad things.
Yes,
and put family
first
to the first place, because everything else. I'm always saying to friends as well who are relocating here, you can always go back. That's a good thing, right? Some people, they leave their countries, they can't go back.
Yeah, true.
And so we have to appreciate, we have to be self-confident that we have nothing to lose. We have only things to learn or gain. But I know it's not easy because relocating, for other reasons, people are relocating because, I don't know, they don't earn enough money or they need to back the family. These kinds of decisions are even tougher. And you need to put your math on a paper to know, is it really worth it? Is it going to pay off? And think twice.
And still not losing your authenticity that way, that you mentioned as well, that it's not even trying to blend in, don't lose yourself, your own culture.
And you always have to look for your community, your people. Like I've heard it so many times, when you are abroad, don't get connected to people from your countries because there are bad experiences. I had bad experiences with my people in Serbia as well. Come on, people all over are the same. So I don't follow that route, but always look for your people because it's easier. But then, of course, be open for other cultures.
I do agree with you 100% because the other part that you said that don't follow that one, that's the one that I actually followed. Because I was also like getting married in a German family, and I wanted to learn the culture. I wanted to get integrated a bit more, wanted to become friends with the locals and all. In that race, somehow I didn't really pay much attention to my own culture at that point in time. So yes, the culture remains with you, right? And that's the beauty of it, that you're different, and that's what is beautiful. But still, I was like not really connecting a lot with my own cultural people. And then I think with the time I started feeling like I'm missing a lot. And I used to miss home a lot at that point in time. The people, the friends, the festivals. And slowly I was like, I started making friends here, getting to know people. And I suddenly feel like it feels like this is also home now. It started to feel like a second home, right? So totally agree with you what you said.
One of the things, so my hiring manager, he asked me, are you fully confident to relocate, right? And I was like, yes, why do you ask? And then I was thinking he's going to say something like technically, whatever. He said, because you have a family. And then I told him, look, home is where family is.
Correct.
So we can be anywhere if we are together, if we are healthy, if we are like together in a pack.
Yeah.
So that's where the home is. And then you can as well grow through these new experiences even more and have stronger family bonds, stronger family kind of like, yeah, because you learn through challenges as well about, okay, this is not something my family can take, or this is something where we really excelled, right? So we were like, wow, doing something amazing. So I think that we all have our roots. We need to be proud of our roots. We never kind of like be afraid to say who we are and to promote as well good things about our culture. And if somebody has something against that, fine, they can walk away.
Yeah.
That's their choice. It's not my choice to do something wrong, right? It is just like who I am. I remember Rambod when we met him and he told me his life story. He was all about that, right? He was really kind of like having something in him and feeling as well sad and, kind of like trying to find his own way. And I fully understand what he wanted to say because then, but that is something that we really need to kind of like, keep.
True.
Yeah.
True. Dijana, is there anything that maybe I should have asked and I haven't, or you want to share with whoever is watching this?
Yeah, we can call it podcast or whatever. Yes. I love it. So this is an experience. I love it. Life is something we need to appreciate. We have enough reasons to be happy. We need to find them, work towards those happy things. There is a great book about it. I'm going to send you a link about it. So, author from India. It's I don't know the word, the real name in English, but it's like a god of small things.
Okay.
And the book is about a family story and the tragedy in the story, right? That is turning the entire storytelling. But the fun thing that author did, it was adding big letters to words in the book, which are like small things. A cup. So we don't write cup with a big C, right? But the way that author wanted to get our attention to small things that make our everyday, happy, was really paying attention to these small things or people around that we don't notice, but then they are a part of some kind of, happy moment. Yeah. So recognizing these things is a key, because again, I think we live in really crazy times, really like we are bombarded with all kinds of, news and things and happenings. But life is the same as it was 100 years ago, 300 years ago. We need to really look to them. Small moments, small things, every day. That's what I'm trying really every day.
Beautifully put. Dijana, I would love for you to share your top 5 suggestions of the book because you're such a big time reader. So please share it with us. I'm sure some of the people who are watching this would be really interested, and including myself, I would love to read those as well. I need to play one more for you. I'm not letting you go just like this one. So there is one more person who has shared a message, and this was the one which literally came 5 minutes before our podcast started, and that's the reason. Initially, I had some technical hiccups, but I loved it, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello. I was asked to speak about Dijana for a minute, and I'm very happy to do so. Dijana is a very close colleague and a very close friend of mine, and she's a wonderful person. She's always willing to help others, willing to jump in to help. no matter the issue, no matter how hard it is to resolve the issue, no matter how busy she is, she's always there for you. So she's one of the most reliable, trustworthy people I have ever met and I ever had the pleasure to work with. And I'm very happy to have her as a colleague and as a friend. She's just wonderful. So I definitely gain a lot from my engagement with her and from my friendship with her. And I look forward to continue to do so for many years to come.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you so much for putting all of this together. It's really like, I don't know what to say. Yeah, thanks a lot. I don't know what to say. It's amazing. Yeah. Patricia is a soulmate. I have a special bond. I have to share this. I'm saying this constantly, but now it's going to be live somewhere, in internet. I have a special bond with people from Romania, right? In my previous company, the best people I had to work with, the best successes. I don't know how, but it was with the team from. I was traveling a lot as well to Romania, so I kind of like picked it up like from the cultural perspective. Mm-hmm. And then when Patricia joined the team, so we had a joint manager. She told me like, "Yeah, can you be her buddy?" It was as well COVID time, and all things going virtually. And when she told me, but you think about it because you are a buddy for other people as well, like you have too much. And then she told me it's Patricia from Romania, and I was like immediately yes. Mm-hmm. First call we clicked. I don't know how, what's so special, but Patricia is so fun. She's super fun, super smart, extremely smart person. Really like yes. I don't know, brains. Like I don't know. Yeah, thank you so much. I know that today we had a chat today about something that she was going through, but thanks for this.
Totally our pleasure, Dijana. Yeah. In all those years, is there any one person? You can name more than one. It's okay. But is there any one person that you can think of for you all this who has helped during your transition phase from your country to here, moving here, settling in on your day-to-day life? Somebody that you have been wanting to say thank you to. Oh. Who could that be?
So I have to start from the beginning. First of all, when I arrived, there is somebody who stepped in to be my buddy. So it's Michelle Stonebanks. And she was amazing, right? So British style for humor.
Yes,
in a very easy way. Even if she couldn't figure it out, she was like, "I come back to you." So she's as well kind of a go-to person. I came to her a couple of times when I was even in some doubts and some kind of like, I don't know, internal problems, I would say.
Yeah.
She's an amazing person. I think as well, she's managing an amazing team.
Yeah.
But as well, I think our entire team is a great team of people. I'm repeating that to every kind of like one-on-one with all my, managers and everybody. Somehow I think we came together as a small team, but really good team of people.
Yes.
And it's kind of like a thing that works. And I changed, like I was always like in a local team, so you could physically sit next to your teammate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But now because we are all in different countries, right? I have one person in Munich that is in my team. It's different, right? But it works. I think it is only because we are really like a great team of people.
Yeah.
So I would thank everybody. But Michelle comes first because she was really like there from start, and many other colleagues in US. There is a great person doing our role, Robert in US. He's an amazing in his job, but as well in sharing his knowledge. Also very patient person, very kind of like calm person. I don't know who else. I don't know.
Anybody in personal life outside of work?
In personal life, I'm not sure if I can mention her name,
but I'll send her a link and she know who she is. She's just in there is a reason why I can't say name, but
No problem.
there is somebody who has been my colleague, my boss, friend now, and guardian angel. She did amazing things for me, and she's just like my, living angel. And there is also a family in US. They helped my daughter. So she finished her 1 year of her high school in US, Bo and Moran. So an amazing family and humans that are like, they came in the situation when we were extremely worried about our daughter. And she stayed with them, then finished her school. Everything went well. We are now seeing each other. I went to visit them in Texas a few months ago. So they will come here to Europe again. So I would love to thank them as well, because they came as well, like from the sky, just like unplanned.
Yeah.
And there is another person I am really kind of like, I think I never said to him this. So it's somebody who helped me in my career twice. So, when you need a job or you need help with getting the job, and then you get the person to help you twice. So it's, his name is Miloš, and he hired me when I joined Hewlett-Packard. Then when he went to IBM, I joined his team again. And it's not only about him helping me, but I've learned a lot from him on how to listen to people. I learned a lot from him how to not comfort you in a way that, you can, cry on my arm and that's enough. But we really find good words to encourage a person. So he has this skill to encourage you with simple words, right?
Yeah.
And he was a team leader. I think like everybody in the team are still fond of him. Yeah. So, a really good person, good mentor, good, I don't know. Yeah. Somehow like working for corporations and having somebody like that, like, because he was my manager, making it all more human. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I want to thank my family, of course. I mean, they are helping me a lot. I'm trying to give back as well. But I think as well that the path that my husband took with coming here, completely going out of his job, his background, doing something he's not even kind of like, people get education for working in these kind of organizations, is something that, is amazing. Not easy, but amazing. And then my daughters, older one is all alone, like not all on her own, having a good career. She did all the good things that she had to do, basically. And younger one, she's going to do very well very soon.
You're sure of that, definitely.
Them because no big issues, no big problems came out, and you need to appreciate that. Some things are coming naturally, and not kind of like, with a lot of engagement, a lot of energy involved, but they are kind of like going towards good direction. So
Awesome. Last question. What's next, Dijana? Any upcoming plans?
I would really love to have an opportunity to get my career in Asia, any country, I have absolutely no kind of like preferences.
Okay.
We are exploring it, of course, as with traveling, but that is the thing I'm thinking of. If that doesn't happen due to any reason, my family might say no. They say, I would really love to settle down and have my own place where we are going to bring in friends. So one of my wishes is to bring everybody I met to Serbia.
So we are going to have a small house for that. We do live in Belgrade. We have a place there, but like there is another plan, a house in the mountain to host all these people we met internationally and stay in contact with people to know when, I don't know, your son gets married, right?
Yeah. True.
Know that. So whenever it will happen, or I don't know if you relocate or if Patricia relocates or other people. So I would love to stay in contact. I was lucky that I had such friends through work, so that I'm in contact still. I don't have any big plans. I'm not a big careerist, somebody who is like, I need to become a VP or something like that. No, I don't have this kind of appetite, but it is more just like using this opportunity to be, to meet a lot of people, to travel as well. Yeah.
And any top destination in mind that you want to travel to?
Well,
Bucket list.
There is a bucket list. So, but this is special because I need to have for each item, and there are 5 locations, a month for each. So I want to go to Japan a month minimum, minimum 1 month.
Worth it. It's worth it.
It is. It's a big country. It's far away, and I need a month minimum. I want to go to Argentina. I don't know why, but I have it from my childhood dreams. Argentina and Buenos Aires. Don't ask me why. I don't know why.
Okay.
It's not like entire South America. It is just Argentina. And I want to do it a month because then you can go to maybe other countries around. I would love to explore China, but not big city. I mean, of course, big cities, but not big cities, countryside of China. I want to go to more. We've been to Thailand and Vietnam, so but more these countries as well to visit. Again, countryside, so outside of these typical tourist areas. And what's the 5th one? And how I forgot the 5th one. I forgot. I had 5. But anyway, I need a month for each. So I don't know how we are going to do it, right? Because you cannot take 4 weeks vacation in a row. So maybe
I think it was allowed for 1 or 2 weeks to work somewhere else outside. I don't know if it is there any longer.
I want to work.
Yeah. I mean, do it during summer holidays. I mean, this is one of the best things about Europe, that holiday means holiday. People really go and chill. Everybody's about to go as well. Any plans for that?
Now, this year? Yeah, we are going to Croatia every year. Every year, nice. Go to Croatia, to Rovinj. So that's our place. We feel good there. So we'll go there in September this time. Okay. So a little bit later. And then until the end of the year, we won't go anywhere. We have something private to celebrate during New Year. So probably Paris for a couple of days. Just like a personal celebration. And then for the next year, we are planning to go to Vietnam and Cambodia. So
interesting
countries, because we visited just one part of Vietnam now, north part plus Cambodia. That would be kind of a combination. I remember now which is the 5th country, Cuba. I want to go to.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, do a cruise. Do a cruise, maybe. That's what we did.
Yes, but. Cuba, because I used to go to ballet school when I was younger, so I was as well. Then after the ballet school, I was going to how you call that Latin American dances, samba, and these kinds of things. So I want to go to Cuba to have good cocktails and to dance samba over there. So that's the thing. But now it's not the best situation, as far as I understand. It's not the best time to go to Cuba. But once it's
they were saying at that time as well when we went. I think we went about 3 years ago or 4.
Okay.
Or a bit more. I don't know. At that point in time also they were saying, but yeah, it was fine. We really enjoyed. So I mean, I would definitely recommend do a cruise and then enjoy maybe 1 or 2 weeks of cruise where you can explore the areas and the other countries around as well. I think that would be really amazing.
The thing the way we travel is we always book ourselves. So we don't take any agencies or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I don't know how would it work, but yeah, for Cuba, I would love to go.
I won't be keeping you for long now. I think I've taken enough time of yours. Dijana,
Okay.
thank you so much for everything, always helping all of us, always being there for us whenever we needed to just talk, we just need any kind of support, or for everything.
Yes,
And even for this today's podcast, this is any feedbacks, maybe last 1 minute. And
I just want to thank you for everything, especially for asking Rambod, Maria, and Patricia. So yeah, I'm really like, I don't know, I won't sleep tonight.
For good reason, Dijana.
You have people that I can't hug tomorrow, or I can't hug you for this.
But consider that we are hugging each other, and then send message. Rambod had already asked me how was the podcast, because we were supposed to do last week and then it moved. Like, I'm sorry it moved, but I can finally say, or maybe you can message him as well, whatever.
I will go to everybody directly. I'm really like so honored that I didn't expect it. I don't know if I reacted even well.
No, it was perfect reaction. It can't be better.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear this, and thank you for that. Yeah, it's gonna stay as a memory. So it's
indeed. Yes. I'll let you go then. Have a good night. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.